Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody is having a great day. Today, I am joined by a gentleman who does a lot for his community, a gentleman who has an incredible redemption story, and somebody who, in my eyes, is a community leader and a positive influence for a lot of people's lives through the work that he does. Now, I'd like to ask you to introduce yourself to our viewers.
Oh man, thank you so much for having me. Yo man, I'm excited to be here. We've been waiting to be here, for a very long time. My name is Bongani Putsoane, the founder and CEO of Pet Foundation, a youth pastor in Discovery Church. I do a whole lot of things. And yeah, that's oh, by the way, I'm an author, I'm a devoted citizen of South Africa. So yeah, man, I'm excited to be here.
Now, the main thing that kind of struck me about you was the amazing difficulties that you went through to get to the space that
Sure,
you are in
let's
now.
go.
Right now, we're in your venue. We're at your church, your place of worship that you've
Yeah,
created.
yeah.
But now, something that I don't know a lot of people know is that you actually came back from a serious addiction
Yeah, that's good.
and your life was really in a difficult, dark place. Can you tell us about that redemption story?
Yeah, man. I always say to people that your past is a place of reference, it's not a place of resident. So I come from a difficult background. I was brought up in a community called Prince Alfred Street in Pietermaritzburg. The place, man, had prostitutes, had drugs. It was a bad environment for to bring up a kid. And I was born in that environment. And yeah, man, I started doing glue, man, in a very young age, sniffing glue, sniffing benzene. From benzene, I went to sniffing petrol. I'd open my father's car and sniff petrol. I had a relationship with cars, which is I find weird. So I started doing because I was a young man who was energetic, man. I was always interested in exploring things. And so I found myself being addicted to even alcohol, marijuana, all these funny things. And but petrol was a serious addiction that caught me for a very long time, close to 4 years, being addicted, and I couldn't survive without it. And that caused a lot of pain for my family, caused a lot of pain even to myself. I failed a lot in school, and people predicted there would be nothing, man. But through that, I always say through pain, purpose comes out. Through trials and tribulations, something unique will pop out. So yeah, look at me today.
That is an amazing story. So, you did this all not just through your own strength, but also through the church. Now tell me, there was a change in faiths that you had
Yeah.
because I don't believe you grew up Christian.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was not brought up in a Christian family. I was brought up in an Islamic family. So I was a Muslim, studied the Quran, went to madrasa, went to mosque. That was the way. But I had Christian friends around me. So I was so much interested because they were free, man. I realized, man, they were happy. I could see that they living a different life than me. So as a kid growing up, I wanted to experience that same freedom that they were experiencing. So happened that I almost lost my life through alcohol because the friends that I was drinking with during the weekend, they kind of like put a drug in my drink. So I vomited blood. I passed out. I lost my front teeth in front here. As you can see, I have falls. But yeah, they can't come out. These ones are strong, you know. So I fell, the sad reality, sometimes as people, we think that the people that are around us are carrying us. Meanwhile, they're not carrying us. I always say also sometimes you say to yourself, there's a circle that has me. Meanwhile, it's not a circle, it's a cage. It's people that don't want they don't want to see you succeeding. They don't want you to see you becoming something great. So me trying to find myself, finding my identity, finding who I am, passed out in the streets, naked, people taking pictures, making fun of me. And then the next day I woke up, bablas, my face swollen, the whole community talking about me, would say, hey, this young man is bad. It was terrible, man. But one friend of mine said to me, Bongane, Your life cannot be like this. I need to invite you to a church. I was like, man, I was brought up in the Islamic faith, man. I don't know what a church is. I don't care about even that Jesus of yours. It's like, bro, just give me an opportunity. So I went to church. Back then, torn jeans was not a style. Today, I'm wearing torn jeans, which is a swag now. So back then, my pants was torn here at the back, and I didn't have nice clothes. I was wearing Spider-Man techies. Now I'm wearing Adidas. Oh, praise God. Now I'm able to wear nice sneakers. So I went there with small sneakers, man, with a jacket. I was sitting in the back, addicted to whole things, bro, And I sat there, man. They preached not a judgmental message. They preach about the cross, the love of God. And man, I'm sitting there in the back, man. First time in church, I'm looking at people excited, man. Young people are jumping, they're happy. I'm like, I want this, I really want this. And the preacher said, hey, who wants to give their heart to God? I was sitting at the back. I was like, just lifted up my hand, like I want to give my heart to God. Nobody laid a hand on me. But I'm telling you this, man. When I left that church, going back home, every addiction died. I was a complete different Bongani. So when I picked up my hand receiving God, God touched me. So the funny story is that there was a young man who was drinking Coke next to me. So he was playing with a straw. So while I had my hand up, giving my life to God, this boy takes the straw and he puts it here in where my pants is torn. Hey, man, I was angry, man. Hey, I wanted to hit him. But I realized that, man, now I'm a new creation, I've given my heart to God. But when I came back home, man, man, my parents couldn't believe it. My community couldn't believe it. This one is different. I was not craving anything. I was just free, man. Yeah.
That's wow. That's a crazy transition. That's an amazing story. You've just overcome this addiction. You've just gone to the church for the first time.
Sure.
All right. What year was this, so that we can contextualize for people?
Yeah, man. So this took place around 2009. Yeah, 2009. Yeah.
Okay, so now it's 2009. You've just joined the church. You're starting to understand Jesus Christ and Christianity. How do you then go from that to becoming a youth leader and becoming a pastor? When did that point of when did you go from just being a follower of Jesus Christ to being a person who is creating a congregation, a person who is bringing people together? How did that occur?
Okay, cool, man. Every time I answer, I have to make an illustration. So like right now, before we started the podcast, I went to the garage, to get water. When I went to the garage, this cost like, 11 rands, if you go to a hotel, maybe Hilton Hotel, this bottle of water will cost maybe $30 or $50, the main thing about the water, the prices change because of the venue. So same thing with me. I was in a place where they didn't value me, so I was cheap. So when I begin to give my heart to God and I started living a perfect life, my price begins to change. So what am I saying to people? Maybe you feeling as if people don't appreciate you. You feel as if they undervalue you. Is maybe you need to check the surrounding areas. Maybe you need to check who are the people that you're spending most of your time with. So with me, when I started going to church, people valued me, man. Everything about Bongani Mfethu changed. I started volunteering in a church. Our church was quite big. I used to set up chairs. I never just started to become a public speaker and author and all this. I started somewhere. I used to clean, sweep, do the garden, because that was a preparation. I always say to people, don't rush to be successful, but enjoy the process. A lot of young people, entrepreneurs, business people, they want to hit the bag, they want to get the money, but they're skipping the process. You can't skip the process. The process is the preparation. I always speak about the 5 P's. Proper planning prevents poor performance. So with me, I had to go through a season of preparation of even my heart saying that, Bongani, do you really know who you are? Are you doing this out of the goodness of your heart? Or are you doing this for clout? Are you doing this for Instagram, for the likes, for people to say, oh, when you're giving food to people, you take that selfie so that people can say, wow, you're doing a good job. So I had to go through a season, man, where nobody would see me setting up the chairs, with no camera, nothing. Nobody could clap for me and say, oh, you're doing a good job. But my heart was being prepared. Now where I'm at now, I'm standing in stages with 80,000 people speaking, people clap hands. Those hands don't more move me because I understand doing things in a secret place where nobody clapped hands for me. So where I'm at now, God promoted me. Be careful not to promote yourself. I never promoted myself and said, oh man, I feel like I'm a youth pastor now. People saw that this young man has matured enough. Now he is able to take responsibility. He's able now to become a leader. Because some people, they appoint themselves, and when you appoint yourself, the bigger danger is that the people that you think that you are leading, they'll realize that, man, you appointed yourself. In the long season, you'll fall. Time will tell that this person put himself there. But when God puts you in the position, no matter what happens, my bro, you'll stand the test of time.
That's amazing. So essentially, you always had to do this behind closed doors first.
Sure.
You built that up. Essentially, for a while, it was just you and God.
Yeah, definitely.
And you were working your way up and you were developing yourself and you were essentially laying the foundation for what this is.
Sure.
Learning the ins and outs of the church, essentially.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so now you've told me that you're a youth leader. I always see on your page, you're doing these amazing like seminars with young people. Tell us about those. What are those for? What are those about? Like I recently saw a video where you were splashing some water on some kids. Like, tell us about those.
Yeah, man, I believe in mentorship, bro. I'm sick and tired of leaders, mentors, people who come and sit in such settings and say, hey, man, I've made $1 million, man. I have 18 companies, and everyone clap hands for them. And like, wow, man, we're looking for leaders, man, who will take you with their hand and say, I made $1 million. Let me help you make $1 million. These are the practical steps. So I started this whole thing called PEC Foundation. Where I basically mentor young people for a period of a year. So I help them to start up their own business. I black them with different speakers. I even took guys to Cape Town who have never been on a plane. I was like, guys, I'm speaking in Cape Town. Let's put money together. Took them to the airport. Some guys even, they've never seen the airport, bro. And I'm like, let's go, man. I've taken them to Cape Town. I've taken some guys to TV, put some guys on newspaper. That is true mentorship, man. You know, especially I understand there's different levels of mentorship. I believe I'm called to make people actually achieve their dreams. So that's why I started the initiative, man. I felt that there's a big gap between our big leaders and our young underdogs. I call them underdogs, you know. So I felt the need that, man, we need to mentor the next generation. We need to give them the tools, man, instead of just telling them, oh, go on YouTube, listen to this speaker here, you're gonna be pumped up. No, I take them out for coffee, man, you know, help them to overcome their own personal struggles, man. So the organization, man, it's all about impact an individual, impact a community, impact a nation, man. So I'm driven, man. I'm passionate about young people, man. So I can go on and talk about how we can impact young people, man.
That's amazing. That is incredible. So now I'd like you to tell us a little bit about this book. So Knocked Down but Not Out. Yeah, just tell me a little bit about this book and what it all entails and why and when you wrote it.
Man, you know my journey, man. It's really a crazy journey. So I'd always take this T-shirt to school kids. Is that a lot of us, man, we sorry about that. Yeah, we all fall down, but we get up. You know, so as you can see, I'm dressed up, look nice, look awesome, look dope. But a lot of times as people, we look nice on the outside, but our hearts on the inside, it's like this. It's torn apart, man. And we're struggling with depression, anxiety, fear. You know, we're going through all these emotions. We're like this. But on the outside, yo, bro, we go on your Instagram, 1,000 likes, you know, everybody's commenting. But how's your heart? So with Knocked Down but Not Out, it speaks of what I've been through, man, you know? And, man, you didn't know about this. I couldn't read and write, man, because of the stuff that I used to do, man. But in 2012, I attended a service where my youth pastor was speaking, Pastor Ashley. He's leading a church called Access. And he spoke a message, said, Knocked Down but Not Out. I was able to write that title. I only released this book in 2020. So God prepared me. He said, Bongani, you are knocked down but you are never out. So I always wanted to write a book, but I looked at myself and said, I can't read and write. How will I be able to put this on a piece of paper? And then God plugged me with guys like Mr. Simone, or, who came through in my life and said, man, you got an incredible story. I'm going to assist you to be able to write a book. I was like, wow, is that possible? And today, look at me, I'm an author. And by the way, I'm dropping my second book next year. So as a person, never limit yourself. Never doubt what you can do. The moment that you doubt, the moment you allow fear, you limit yourself. The same young man who failed matric, hey bro, hey, who failed matric, teachers will say you are dumb, you're stupid, you'll be a taxi driver one day. I couldn't even read in front of school kids. Look at me now, having a dream, saying that one day I'm gonna have this book being read by different types of people all over the world. Is you gotta be ambitious. So yeah, speaks about knocked down but not out, all about Bongani Putsoane and the struggles that I've been through.
That's amazing. See, your story is really one of fighting back from a state of hopelessness.
Yes.
And now when we talk about hopelessness, South Africa right now, we've got a 40% unemployment rate. Our government has been doing shambolic things in terms of how we've been running the country. And a lot of people are left feeling hopeless. How do you aim to challenge that? How do you aim to assist with this issue that we have in South Africa of people not feeling good enough to be able to do,
Sure. Man, South Africa, man, I strongly believe that there's a lot of greatness in our nation, man. There's a lot of greatness in South Africa. I just think that it's a state of our mind, of our people, man. We complain a lot. We say there's lack of opportunities. We depending too much on the government. I strongly believe that as individuals, if we can really change our mind, look at me, myself, who've been through so much difficulty, brought up in a bad environment, but I had to really look deep within myself and say, Bongani, there is an opportunity, man. I look at the likes of Tio. I look at the likes of Lukau, guys who started businesses from the streets. Look at them today employing so many people. They never allow their circumstances to define them, but they allow the environment to start something good. Look at the likes of DJ Smooth, who's making an impact in our nation. So there's so many great people who are making an impact. As long as you as an individual, when you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I'm defeated, already you're not going to win the war. And already, if you, I don't watch TV, bro. I don't watch TV. The only thing I watch is the news, and it also depends what I watch. I don't watch anything because what you consume, you become. So a lot of our generation, we watch the negativity. No, South Africa is bad. If you really look, there's so much potential for people to start up their own businesses. But now we're waiting for somebody to take us with the hand. We're living in a time where there's internet, man. And internet has been a blessing for so many people who have started up something great. So I strongly believe that also, yes, I've said what I've said. Also, we need a change of leadership. We need a young leader who's ambitious. Look at Dubai, man. Look at how Dubai has evolved and changed and become this great nation that everybody wants to go to Dubai. So South Africa really needs a leader who has a vision for this nation and will be able to take this nation to a whole new level. It's like this cup. If you are empty, you do everything, But when you understand that your cup is full, it's like if I walk here now, if you say, I'm going to walk around, I'm not going to be focusing on anything around me. I'll be focusing on the water that's inside that. It must not spill over. Same thing with us as a nation. South Africa is full of great resources, full of great people. But the problem is that we're behaving like we are empty, yet we are rich inside. So that's why people are complaining, So I strongly believe that, man, we need a new leader who will take over. And could be a woman, could be a male, doesn't matter. But we need somebody who has a great heart for this nation, who wants this nation to go to a whole new level. And trust me, everything will change.
All right, so now Bongani wants to do a quick little demonstration for us, and then you'll kind of explain to me the meaning of the demonstration and how it works with everything.
Okay, cool. Let's go forward. So you can tie me on this side. So this is what I normally do for school kids to demonstrate that you can come out of any situation. Make sure it's tight. Are you satisfied?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, I won't come out here. Okay, you can come on this other side. Make sure it's tight. You can take the keys. Okay.
Okay. I have the keys right here.
So this when I'm talking to young people, and I speak about the issues of the mind. I speak about whatever struggles. The word fear has two meanings. The first meaning of fear, it says forget everything and run. The second meaning of fear says face everything and rise. So like I said earlier on, I was in chains myself. I was addicted to all kinds of things. I don't know what you are going through as an individual, where you find yourself might not be in physical chains, but maybe spiritual chains, where you find yourself, you are depressed, you can't move forward, you are stuck. But the problem is that when you look at the chains and you say, I can't go anywhere, you'll be stuck. But when you realize that there are people who are able to assist you to come out of those chains, and then you make a turn, when you make a turn, you will be able to come out of chains. It's all about making a turn. It's all about changing. And when you change, change comes out. So just like me, I made a decision to turn around and chains begin to come out. They are still locked. But some of us, we come out of the chains and we decide, oh, no, I want to go back and live in that life. Then when you go back, you'll be back in chains. So it's all about you making a wise decision of saying that I'm coming out of that toxic relationship. I'm coming out of that toxic environment because I'm making a decision that's going to really completely change my life. So it's all about what? Turn around. Yeah. So that's what I do in school.
Wow. Wow. That was insane. I just have to say, you have an incredible way with words.
Yeah.
I need to ask, as a person who came from such a difficult background, who had such a tough time at school, who struggled to even speak and read in class, how did you develop this voice? Where did that come from?
Man, I was given an opportunity to speak in ICC and in Moses Mabhida in front of like 80,000, 100,000 people. And I was like, wow, people are like, Bongani, you're a great speaker. How did you get there, Bongani? We're so proud of you, Bongani. And I'm like, guys, when I couldn't read and write, I made a decision to invest in reading and writing. Man, I used to pick up a book, not knowing how to read. Look at the book. Like I would look at the whole book and finish it without knowing how the words. But I basically taught myself, my brother. I was patient with myself. I watched a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of not only just religion stuff, I listen to different speakers and I read a lot. I read a lot and I sit under great mentors, try to really understand how to put words because this is a gift. It's a gift. It's like a gun. If you give someone wrong the gun, that's danger. He will kill himself or kill the people around him. But if you give the right person the gun, you'll be able to do what? Like the police, protect the nation. So with me, I had the gift. This gift was gonna be whether good or bad. So I had to develop myself by surrounding myself with the right people who are able to cultivate and shape me to become the person that I am today. So yeah, I think reading, man, and having good people to inspire you, man, that has made me to become this person. I can talk about anything any day because of the people who have shaped my mind. They say once your mind is stretched, it cannot go back to its original position. So my mind constantly, every single day, when I wake up, I read, I pray, I listen to a podcast because I want my mind to be constantly stretched, open. There's room for growth, there's room for hunger. So if you don't have that room for hunger and for growth, you'll be stagnant, man. You'll stay in one position. A quick one, it's like a river. A river, it's flowing. Why it's flowing? Because it's like this, it's in a different position. It's flowing. So I'm like a river. I'm flowing. I don't want to be like what you call this, where there's water staying in one position. There's bees. There's everything. The water is smelly and all that. Because why? You are stagnant. You don't want to grow. So I want to be a river where I'm able to flow. I'll make mistakes, but I'm able to flow. I don't want to be staying in one place where everything that comes in dies, but I want everything that comes to me, it's able to give back to life, So yeah.
That's beautiful, man. Those are some beautiful, beautiful metaphors. Now tell me, just for everybody watching at home, how would they be able to get involved? How would they be able to come to your church? Like, how do people find out about all of this?
Yeah, man. I think people can reach me out on social media, man. So, yeah, man. Social media. They can contact me on WhatsApp. We can Skype. We can Zoom. I'm based in Durban, but sometimes I'm also in Pretoria. I travel, man. I have the privilege of traveling whole of South Africa. Next year I'm doing a school tour where I'm trusting God to be able to do at least, man, maybe 100 schools. I've done over 100. I've done over 300 schools. I want to do more. So we're setting up an amazing team that we want to hit the 9 provinces where we're going to go in the schools. So, man, people can get involved in a lot of things, man, because we really want to give back to the hearts of our people. So, yeah, I'm reachable, man. You can just contact me, email me, DM me, and yeah, let's operate. Let's work, as Ricky would say. Yeah.
And what is the kind of lasting message that you would like to give to the audience?
My last words would be, you were born looking like your mommy and daddy, but you're gonna die looking like your decisions. Support your friends just like the way you support a celebrity that doesn't know that you exist. So too many times as people, we support people that we don't know. Like, I'm wearing a t-shirt that was made by someone in America, but yet my local friend, my neighbor, is selling t-shirts, but I want it for free. So our mindset needs to change as South Africans. Let us invest in the next generation. Let's start planting food in our own gardens. Let's stop depending on shops and stuff like that. So I think for me personally, let's get our minds transformed, renewed. And then once we get our minds transformed and renewed, we'll be a better nation, we'll be a safe nation where we're not gonna find ourselves like what happened with the looting, man, that brought a lot of distraction in our nation. So yeah, I strongly believe that South Africa is the best nation, and God has great things in store for our people, and the best is yet to come.
Amazing. Thank you so much. This was an incredible interview.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was really an honor and a privilege for having me. I'll close off with this one. I always carry shades. Your future is so bright that you gotta wear shades. So stay tuned. See you next week.